Should we jump back to March Madness? Should
Oh,
we dive in a little bit?
Absolutely.
So you got a spicy little parlay that's plus 808 right now.
Right now. I don't know what I'm going to add to it. I will let the people know what my parlay is going to be, but I'm going to have a very exciting futures parlay that we'll be getting in on. And I am a massive fan. I started doing it last year. I'm a massive fan when we are streaming, getting us involved with which team's going to score.
First to 10?
First to 10.
Yeah. Dude, so this will be, Thursday and Friday will be my first time truly digesting the March Madness tournament, diving in, putting the bets in, all that. So like, I'm ready to fly by the seat of my pants.
Yeah, dude.
I'm ready to listen to the boys, listen to the chat. Hey, what are we doing? Where are we going? I'm willing to throw away all of the money.
Because it's like right when tip-off happens, the excitement is at its peak. It's like, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
March Madness, the tournament is starting today. What are we doing all day long?
Yeah.
And you're so high when that first tip-off happens, and you're kind of looking around. You're like, when's the second game coming? They're like, oh, that one will be in like an hour or two. And you're kind of just sitting there watching the game, and you got your first bet out there, whether it's one team to cover. And I'm sitting there like, okay, so we gotta wait 2 full halves for one of these things to shake out.
2 full halves.
And I'm sitting there with Ryan Whitney. And I want to say Dave got in on it too, and Big Cat, but we started doing these first to 10 bets. So I'm like, hey, how do we get the juices flowing even faster? Like when another tip-off happens, like what's a live bet that we can hit? So it'd be for like first to 10s just to give you like a little juice up front. So you're not like waiting for the end of every game to see if it's going to, you pick the over, the under, the spread, whatever it is. Like the live bets in college basketball is a lot of fun. And like when we were back in, we'd go to state basketball in Missouri. We'd go up to Columbia at Mizzou, and we'd sit there and we'd have like rolls of quarters and dollars and just bet like throughout the game, like if guy's going to hit the free throw, hey, who's going to score, and it's going to be a 3, and you just be betting. So the live bets during March Madness is a lot of fun.
The way I envision the live bets is like the movie Focus with Will Smith when he's at the Super Bowl. And he's just sitting there with that really rich Asian guy going back and forth. The suspense in that movie, how I was feeling, just being a third party in it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be the first party individual, and I hope to God I'm Will Smith in the situation at the end of it. Winning hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars.
There's so much going on in the first round, second round, that there really is no way to prep other than have your phone charged and your money ready.
And your money, and just be ready.
Yeah.
Have that thing on the FanDuel where you have to, it sits there and be like, hey, just so you know, you've been on here for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know.
It gives you little updates. Like you've been on here for 25 minutes, just making sure you're
session.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that
you're
Netflix?
out for
Are
too
you still
long,
watching?
back in. You're like, damn it.
Yeah. Dude.
And don't forget, I know we'll jump into like the full bracket, but those first play-in games are
Wednesday,
are today. On
Tuesday,
they start
today.
the 18th.
Oh, yes. I forget
Tuesday
we're shooting
the
on Monday
18th.
right now.
So, okay.
Play-in games, yes. You can get in on some action there just to start spicing it up a little bit.
So we can talk about those if we want. Kind of flex our muscles, show them we
do know what we're talking about.
We don't, though.
We don't.
Hey, we don't.
Like, hey, let's flex our muscles on Alabama State and St. Francis. I'm thinking like it'd be fun to see St. Francis win because St. Francis County is where I grew up. So I'm just thinking like, all right.
Oh, that's in Missouri?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
St. Francis and Philly.
Yeah, St. Francis County is in Missouri.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a...
Like, hey, I'm rooting for this team.
It's a name association. Name association.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with right here. By the way, if
Bonterre,
Mitch was not here, I would have thought we're rooting for a team in Bonterre, Missouri.
okay. That's what makes sure, because I'm thinking, I know it's not.
No. Thank you, Mitch. New mustache Mitch is different, man. He's saving this podcast. Because I'm sitting there like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Missouri. We're going hard for them.
There's one thing, one of these play-in games, if Texas wins, that'll be the 14th SEC team in the tournament, setting a new record.
Which is nuts, man.
It's crazy.
So we kind of want Texas to win. Because we need the SEC to have something. Right?
Sure.
I think they already
Xavier's
have
like a blue blood.
But
like,
But they have
Yeah.
basketball conference. We need them to step it up. Because you guys are
It is apparently
crushing.
the first time, and I don't know how long, that if North Carolina loses, it'll be their first time not making the tournament since God knows how long.
Yeah, and there's some rumblings right there that they are they're being sneaky boys. Apparently, they're maybe
somebody's in bed with somebody in the committee that
the Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's working his magic in the basketball court already, huh?
Yeah.
just based on the two names, who you taking in this game? American or Mount St. Mary's?
Mount St.
American.
Bud Light.
Are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Yeah, but like,
Are you talking about just
50
like
stars.
the name of the school?
That's what I said. Just based off these two
based off the
names.
name.
Okay.
And then we heard yours, Mitch. I hope the mic caught it.
No, yeah, Mount St. Mary's is kind of like they've been making some runs.
They're a
last couple
wagon?
years. They're a bit of a wagon. They had this dude like a couple years ago.
They haven't seen
like-
America yet, though.
He was like
Potential
5'8".
Mount St. Mary's hasn't ran into America yet. Fact check me on that. I don't know if they played.
Who's going to play in to play Houston? Mount St. Mary's a bit of a wagon. I do have right now, as of right now, I have 6 circled upsets. which I don't know if you consider a 9 upsetting an 8 like an upset, but they are underdogs. But here's what I have. I have Creighton over Louisville, New Mexico over Marquette, Arkansas over Kansas, and I'm leaning like, hey, the SEC's got teams. Arkansas over Kansas.
I like that one a lot.
Baylor over Mississippi State. VCU over BYU. I just saw the way VCU was fired up at the end of their tournament. I'm like, oh, I would love to see him do a little bit of damage in the first round. And then McNeasy.
Shout out.
Hell yeah, dude,
It's not even state.
McNeasy.
It's McNeasy.
McNeasy in that thing.
McNeasy over Clemson.
Come on.
All
Yeah,
right.
hell
I
yeah.
noticed you didn't have my boys in there. That's nice.
I thought about it, but I'm like, you know what? I can't. Because logically, it does seem like Michigan's in a tough spot with their draw based on the way everybody else has been talking.
Right, that 5, 6, 7 seed, right? They're always in a tough
having to
situation.
play UC San Diego. But apparently UC San Diego is like a pretty good team. Not just
They
They've won 15 straight.
And they're a beast on defense. They're going to be a tough 12 seed for y'all to play.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. Who have they played?
UC,
Right? You see this, you see that.
UC Los Angeles.
Yeah. UC Encinitas.
UCDs. Homie.
UC Sacramento.
UC Los Angeles is UCLA. Did you mean to say that?
I was just saying like UC, and then I'm
Hey,
thinking of California.
hey, Mustache Mitch
I know.
strikes
I'm
again.
like,
10 minutes of the pod.
Just thinking of
Why is
California.
he owning us right now?
UC Berkeley.
That is a tough
Cal Berkeley.
That's a tough little area for Michigan.
Yeah, but can I see your little sheet real quick?
Yeah,
Can I
go
see
ahead.
that?
It does have all the spreads on it as well.
Yeah, so
'Cause right now,
it's scary.
Michigan's
not
only
knowing what I know that Michigan won the Big Ten tournament. So like, shout out us once again. Like, Michigan, we could say what you want about my fandom, about Michigan. People hate on Michigan. It's a good sports school. It is.
I don't think anybody disagrees with
Okay, good.
that. But again,
But
facing
then you
a
got
12
A&M
seed,
and Yale after that,
but facing a 12
and then
seed,
you got
and they're only
then you got Auburn possibly after that.
2.5 point favorites against UC
San Diego,
San Diego.
Creighton, yeah, you're in a tough spot.
tough spot, but smooth waters never made a skilled sailor.
Oh, there you go.
And
Hey,
so my
quick-
boys are going to be ready.
Quick little shout out to the hometown, Lipscomb, in the tournament.
Yeah.
That's got to
Big time shout out Lipscomb.
shout out.
Hey,
Lincoln, dude.
and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's in there.
Oh, yeah.
Vandy boys, shout out the
SEC
Vandy
though.
boys.
Do you guys have some upsets that you like in round one?
I did just want to highlight one of yours, which was the Kansas-Arkansas game. I've been watching Big 12 basketball like pretty closely this year. I've watched it closer in years past, but I think Kansas is extremely overrated. I've seen them lose several in-conference games. They started the year very highly ranked. They've fallen out of the top 25 since, but extremely vulnerable Kansas team. So I actually really like that Arkansas to beat Kansas in the first round. I love that pick.
Do you have any other? Jack, I know you guys who are in the weeds more with college basketball.
I feel like Drake against Mizzou. I mean, just strictly looking at record. I mean, Drake is 30-3, and where's Missouri?
See, and I love that. Sometimes it's just like, hey, look at the
Missouri,
record.
Yeah, look at
Missouri's
the record.
Look at the
22
record and
11.
make a pick.
Yeah, you like Drake over Missouri.
Correct.
But again, Mizzou's in the SEC.
For sure, but 22-11 and 30-3, like Drake, like
I hear you like Dubs.
yeah, I feel like they're low key, like not really a blue blood, but they've been in the tournament sometimes, and like they're a little feisty.
They can get spicy.
Drake's a feisty team. What conference are they in?
I want to say like Big East or American.
Sounds right.
Yeah,
Big East sounds more right.
yeah,
I kind of like your VCU pick.
for sure.
I did watch the end of that game.
Yeah,
And
they were fired up.
Hit the free throws, kind of sets in. Dub going to the tournament. I don't know. Momentum. It'll be pretty sweet. But there's a lot. It's March. Anything can
Yeah,
happen.
anything can happen. I can't wait to see what storylines like come of it. It's like last year, that cat who was dropping threes from Oakland.
Oh yeah.
Remember him?
Yep.
Just going nuts. Like the peak of his life, looking like JJ Redick throughout all of March Madness. I mean, he
Oakland.
was. I mean, he was.
UC Oakland.
We only know one basketball player. It's JJ
Well,
Redick.
like the best
Any
three-point
white
shooter.
basketball
Yeah,
player Will sees now is JJ Redick.
Yeah.
But draining threes like that, like, bro, it was iconic watching this dude work. Oakland, and they were like,
They were like a 16 or 15.
Yeah, they were a very low seed.
If you had to pick out of any of the 1 seeds to get upset, who do you think it would be?
To get upset,
Mhm.
let me see what I got here.
Auburn had a tough draw in the SEC tournament, no?
They had a their last like 4 games haven't gone as well as they wanted them to. So that's
I feel
either
like
a good
momentum's
thing
a big
for
thing
them.
in all sports.
Yeah, I mean it's either a good thing to have a bad taste in your mouth, or it's bad for
Yeah, they can
momentum.
go on that Ohio State type run
Right.
where they start putting points on everybody. It's Auburn, Houston, Duke, and Florida.
Yeah.
Florida.
And
I think
Auburn-
out of those, I have, again, no clue. And I'm a square. I have all number ones in the Final Four.
Auburn.
Hey, keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah,
Kiss-
keep it
kiss
simple.
method, David.
Kiss method.
One thing I do know about Auburn is they're on average they're one of the oldest teams in the NCAA. They have a lot of 5th-year, 6th-year guys. They're very athletic. They're a really strong number one. But some of those play-in teams, those 16th seed play-in teams, those are the ones to watch because they get that first win under their belt. And then they go up against that 1 seed. They're not playing cold. They're coming in a little hot because they just played recently.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
with,
the bye week.
with the
bye week
experience
mentality.
that you were talking about with Auburn,
True.
if I had any, I would say either Houston or Duke.
Why?
Because I know that Alabama can be very good, and I know that Wisconsin can get really spicy.
Cooper Flagg too hurt his
Yeah, questionable.
really bad ankle sprain. I think it was in the semifinal.
Mhm.
So he gonna come in hobbled. He's like their best. He's like overall.
But they're talking
number
about
one
him
overall.
just missing this
incredible.
first, maybe second round.
Right.
But yeah,
But
exactly.
All
you're
weekend,
one and
yeah.
done around here.
Right, but if they're without that cat for it would be against Arizona or Oregon.
But look who they're
Right?
playing in
No,
the
no, no,
second
no,
round.
Baylor.
Look who they're playing in the second
Yeah,
Come
Baylor.
on.
You're right, Baylor.
Come on.
And don't be playing Baylor hurt, banged up.
And then I think
The Bears
Houston
get
too,
you.
Come on.
because on the other side you got Tennessee, Kentucky, and I never sleep on Illinois. You know, Will Compton does not sleep.
Will
on
Compton
Fighting.
does not
You know,
sleep on the Fighting Illini.
That's a good
ever.
football team right there.
That's a good football. That's a good ball club.
Good run game.
I
Of
mean,
defense.
they handled Michigan too.
You're thinking
yeah.
this is going to be a well-coached ball team.
Bielema will have them ready.
Yeah, Bielema
Yeah.
will have Illinois ready for March
Yeah.
Madness.
See, I like Florida a lot. Here's how impressionable I am.
Dude, they're
I don't
so
know very much
athletic.
about basketball at all. We get out of the car this morning at a specific spot. We won't say where because we were shooting a little custom ad. Garrett says he goes to the game, Florida versus Alabama. And Florida went in a flow state mode where they would just walk up on a 3 and drain him
Yes.
over and over and over again to the point where G's telling me he's at first mad and now he's like, I got to just watch greatness, even though they're beating up on my
Yeah.
own team. So now I just feel like, all right, Florida's going to make
And
it.
they got some big white boys
Yes, they
down
do.
low, and they're very good. They're very active. They're long. Like, yeah, Florida
have
seems very athletic when
Depth
you're
at
watching them
every
play.
position, and they are physical.
Yeah.
Those boys down low can ball.
I heard another physical team in the Southwest region area, Arizona. Them boys can get physical in there. I was talking to a couple of homers from there.
I was going to
They're
say,
like,
you
don't
might just be
sleep
in
on
Arizona group chat.
Yeah, little Arizona boys were out there, obviously extremely biased. We're like, don't be surprised when they beat Duke.
It's just like Sherm before we came on the bus. He's like, if we can knock off Duke, we could win the whole thing. And I'm like, well, yeah.
Who's we? Who's we?
Baylor.
Yeah, okay, you understand why I'm a little confused, right? Based on how many teams you have.
But Baylor
for
is
sure.
his origin story. Oh, your origin, right?
His origin
Origin
technically is
story-
not.
yes,
That's where he went to college.
Went to and graduated from Baylor University.
Yeah.
Someone
Yes.
there. It might be
Yeah,
it might be
someone's at the
coffees.
door. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, it's coffee.
Here's a question for
go
you,
fit there.
You
Sherm.
go grab the shirt?
I'll go grab it.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
Okay, we'll wait on that question.
was
Jack,
your-
how are you feeling about Tennessee?
I don't know, man. We didn't have a great final conclusion in the SEC tournament, but it's always good. I think we are in a really good spot of the bracket. I do like it, but the whole problem with Tennessee is we are like, we'll make it to the Elite Eight and then we lose. So hopefully Rick Barnes can get it done. I think Rick Barnes is going to leave after this year. He might retire because we have like 6 of our seniors that are leaving. So I think he's going to kind of fade out with them, but I don't know. Rick Barnes, one of the most elite college basketball coaches that's been out there, and he's been in the game for almost 3 decades. But he plays a very older style of basketball in like a very evolved league. So I don't know. I hope we go deep, but you just never know. This is March, so anything could happen.
Yeah. And another storyline I enjoy too is Kentucky, just because of that meme that old buddy gave us. You know, where he had he made the face. What do they call it? The mean mug? Yeah, the mean mug. He bit his lip? Yeah, he bit his lip. He was mean mugging hardcore.
I see you guys both have taken Kentucky to beat Tennessee.
How'd you see mine?
I know. I see him.
And you want to know why?
Sure.
The Kentucky-Tennessee game was the last one I kind of filled out in the Sweet 16, and I'm looking around and I'm realizing like how much of a square I kind of am picking all the my upsets are like in the first round, none really in the second. And so when I was looking at Tennessee, Kentucky, I'm looking, okay, 3 seed versus 2 seed. I kind of looked at you guys playing this year. It seems like Kentucky got you one time.
And we got them.
You're right.
Most recently.
So I was thinking like the toss up, right. Thinking the toss up is like, okay, I'm just going to go Kentucky here to get a 3 seed.
Follow the patterns.
Yeah. Like, let me.
This is a game of Baccarat.
Yeah,
I'm understanding. You just
like,
look at the screen.
Instead of 1-2s across the board, I also have, and this is what I was going to ask you, Sherm, because I know you're big into the Big 12. Texas Tech is also like one of your teams. They're a 3 seed. I have them beating St. John in the Sweet 16, which I'd love to see St. John go far because of Rick Pitino. I love like following all their stuff, the content that they've been creating with him. But it does seem like Texas Tech could be a bit of a wagon.
To sell Tech, they are unreal beyond the 3-point line. They actually knocked out Baylor in the Big 12 tournament by making 12 threes in the first 8 minutes of the game. When they get hot, they get really, really hot, but their most important piece, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's JT Toppin. He's Big 12 Player of the Year. What
a last name.
He is the Texas Tech big man, and that dude underneath the basket, that goes across the board, by the way. If you are similar to me, where you are an absolute casual in college hoops, a great way to break down if a team has the ability to go far is either 1, are they hot from beyond the 3-point mark, or 2, do they have a nasty big man that no one can guard? And that's how a lot of these schools that are the higher seeds will make deep runs, because they have one big nasty dude. NC State was a perfect example.
Right, last year. No, that was last year. And Purdue. If you just have one big nasty that is got soft hands by the hoop, it doesn't matter who they're playing. They can beat anyone, because if that team's missing shots, you know he's getting the rebound on defense. And then offensively, if his team's missing, it's okay. He's going to get some offensive rebounds. He's going to get some fouls. Their better players are going to start fouling out. That's how you win basketball games in a tournament, because you have all the nerves of the tournament. Teams don't usually shoot as well as they do in the regular season. So that's a great way to kind of break it down. If you're a casual to this and you want to do a bit more research on your gambling, go look up some of these teams, some of these 11, 12, 13, 14 seeds, see if they have a big man. If they have a big man that's putting up crazy numbers all year, that's a team to choose. That's my opinion. And, bet, what do they say? Like, be safe, don't bet too much. Responsible. Gamble. Bet
responsible is the word you're looking for.
Bet responsibly.
On the FanDuel Sportsbook.
I'm a podcast producer.
Right.
Responsibly.
This is not real medical advice here.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't prescribe these types of things, is what it is. All right. I like that.
I love the conversation.
Look into the big fellas. The offensive line of the basketball.
Yes. The trenches.
The trench warfare. I love that. I love it.
I love the conversation too, because we're
I know, I'm kind of following the bouncing ball.
A lot of circles. That's how everybody tries to operate.
And I love that people, essentially we're operating like a one big group chat right now, because there's a bunch of people that are coming to watch our sports podcast, be like, oh, Will and Taylor will have answers. When we sit here and we're like, we don't.
I think people tune in, they know that we don't
have answers.
Yeah. Now, let's see. Yeah, we are going to shock the world.
Yeah, I think there's a huge opportunity on Thursday, Friday on these streams for people to make some good money. Money going to this thing.
I might bring my unit all the way down to $10.
Wow. Why?
Because I won my dog of the day bet with tailing you in Michigan.
Let's go. Shout out the boys. Big
Turn $10 into $29. I might just operate off percentages than the actual dollar amount.
That might be a smart move. And you can have more fun. It's like kind of walking into a casino and you're like, I'm gonna win it all. Then you spend all your money in the first 5 minutes. You're like,
and the thing too with March Madness is there's a lot of opportunity. So if you get in the hole and you're just losing left and right, and you're just like, all right, here's where we get back on it. Next thing you know, you're like, okay, I'm down quite a bit of money.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Last year, I had a very bad percentage. Pretty much all of us did. It was not good. We were bleeding. While keeping your same unit? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You start flying it around, first to 10, parlay this.
Yeah.
The cat from Oakland, is he going to make this many threes? Like, you start getting into the weeds.
Yeah,
next thing you know, you got 13 bets laying out there for like one game, and you're like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
Or you're like chasing, like, if you're down, like, hey, live bet, you go in at halftime and live bet something else, and you're like, this one's not turning away.
Something about being with a group of guys and live betting, like with football, like every possession, what's going to happen in this position.
Right.
We're all kind of like teamed up doing our own thing because it's fun to put the parlays together before the game. But once the game starts, like those things have to either fold or unfold the way they do. With the live betting, it's like you're getting action right then and there.
Yeah.
So it's an automatic endorphin spike left and right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you go home, you're exhausted. Exhausted
What
from
am I?
all of it. Dude.
What did I just do?
Yeah. What did you do?
And I know one thing that that's going to be on the FanDuel Sportsbook too is there's going to be like this. I don't know what it's called. We'd have to dive into what the exact verbiage is, but kind of like a mulligan bet.
Yeah.
So if you have a pick, like say you have Alabama, bet back. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah. I don't know if it's called that. We just know it's a mulligan. It's a mulligan.
So Mitch, the difference is like you could have, let's just say Alabama minus 4.5, or let's just say Alabama minus 18.5. Like say it's in the first round, whatever their big spread is against whoever they're playing. And there's like 20 seconds left in the game, and they're only up 7. So you know they're not going to cover 18.5. You can go in and get you a mulligan bet and get a bet back like before the game ends, as long as you're doing it on live bet.
Yeah, bet back token. A bet back token turns your bet into a bonus bet if you decide to back out during the game.
Yeah.
So you're not going to necessarily get that money back into your bank account, but it'll be like, hey, you want to save it here? That's fine. We'll just put this in a little nest over here. Whenever you're ready, start dishing that boy out again.
Yeah.
But you got to be active. You got to be ready and paying attention for the
You got to be paying attention. You got to be dialed in.
Yeah.
You got to be dialed in.
So a lot of good tokens, a lot of good coins and promos going on.
Because that's a great note by Garrett too. Because when you get into the streams and you're watching games, a lot of times you can fall victim to what's happening on the bird, what's happening on Instagram. When it comes to these first couple of rounds, if you're gonna hit that bet back token, you got to be dialed.
Yeah.
You got to know what's going on. Good note, G. That's a great note.
I mean, we're gonna have multiple split screens going, so you're gonna be
we'll be excited.
locked in.
Yeah.